afternoon. My name is Martin Lippiett and welcome to the Reds TV live coverage for round 7 of the Queensland Premier Rugby competition. This afternoon we're bringing you all the action from the University of Queensland's St Lucia campus, where the Red Heavies are set to take on the Sunnybank Dragons and host their famous Ladies' Day. Now, the Red Heavies have had a sensational season. They've managed to be undefeated after 6 rounds and they're sitting atop of the ladder, but Sunnybank aren't going to take it lightly and they're looking to knock the Heavies off their perch. Now, the Sunnybank Dragons, they have in the back of their mind the very narrow 32 to 31 point loss that they sustained in the preliminary final last year at Ballymore. The Red Heavies, last week, it was all about redemption in the 2016 grand final rematch between them and Brothers, and they pulled off a magnificent 57 to 24 point win. The Dragons, on the other hand, they didn't have the best start to the season with a draw against Souths in round 1, a win against Norths in round 2, and in round 3 a loss to Wests at home. They backed it up in round 4 and 5 with good wins against Bond and East, and then they have the bye. So they're going to come into today's game, they're going to be fresh, and they want to be looking to take out the current top of the table University of Queensland players. Now, as we move forward into this, we are going, a bit windy down here. We're going to move forward into this game today, and we're going to have a look at the breakdown that was hosted by Malia Ivory this week.
Welcome to The Breakdown, where we bring you all the action from the 2017 Queensland Premier Rugby season. My name is Malia Ivory and I'll be your host for this episode. Tonight we're looking back on round 6 and ahead to round 7. Let's check out some of the highlights. In round 6, East defeated Bond 30-14. Jeeps defeated Norths at home 44-33. West surprised the competition with a 63-36 win over Souths, and the University of Queensland continued their dominance with a 57-24 victory over Brothers. My highlight from round 6 was the West Bulldogs Premier Grade team. An excellent team try started out by Shea Wapiri and polished off by Dylan Wahongi. Check it out. Absolute stunner. Let's look ahead to round 7. In round 7, Wests head to David Wilson Field to take on East. Brothers take on Jeeps at Crosby Park. In our secondary live stream for round 7, Norths are at home against Souths. And in our Queensland Premier Rugby game of the round, University take on Sunnybank at St Lucia. I can't believe it's already round 7. The competition is really heating up, so be sure to get out to your local rugby club this weekend and support grassroots rugby at its best. A special mention to UQ, who are hosting their Ladies' Day this Saturday, so be sure to get out to the club and support them at St Lucia. As always, remember, if you can't get down to your local rugby club, you can check out our live streams live and free at redsrugby.com.au. My name's Malia Ivory and I've been your host for this evening. Good luck to all the players this weekend competing in round 7, and I'll see you next time.
Great stuff there from round 6, and when we have a look at the standings after that fantastic week, we're seeing the University of Queensland sitting atop on 23 points, Jeeps on 18, Sunnybank on 16 points, and then East on 13. So it's going to be a phenomenal top of the table clash here today. And as you can hear behind me, we do have the bagpipers at UQ. And right now we're going to go, and they're caught up with Liam Dillon during the week after West's sensational win at Cyfleet Stadium. Have a look.
It was obviously a great result for the boys, like obviously working hard over the pre-season like all teams. You want to sort of show that during the season, and you know, the grand opening of the new sort of stadium, we really wanted to put in a good performance. So yeah, to get that win and sort of do it in a way that was expansive and sort of showed our how we want to play the game. It was really good. We obviously have like a great back three and some really good centres. So, you know, we try and get the ball to them as much as possible. And I think on the weekend the biggest thing, or the biggest difference from the weeks before, was just the forward interplay as well. There was some great like interchange between forwards and backs, and yeah, I think that's where a lot of the points sort of came from. I think obviously we were very disappointed after the GPS game, being up, with sort of 5 minutes to go. And then we sort of spoke about that during the week. We sort of sat down as a group and said, we can be a team that can be competitive all year, and people go, West are a competitive team now, but that's not really what we're looking for. We sort of want to win those games. We want to be a top 4 team. So we sat down, we spoke about the things we spoke about before the season and how we had a really good opportunity in the next 5 weeks to sort of get a few more wins and really put a stamp on the competition and not just be competitive. After last year playing away, and then this year coming into having obviously a state-of-the-art sort of facility, we sort of got told we've from a board point of view we've done all we can in providing you guys with a great facility. You sort of need to take it upon yourselves to do what you will. So that's been a massive I guess part of our pre-season, and then coming into games is just working hard for the people who have worked hard to provide this awesome facility like you said, and it's just great to sort of get a good win here on the weekend in front of fans who have been coming down for a long period of time. I guess just sort of not get too sort of confident. Go back to what we've done well against South on the weekend, because we know East. One of the things they've done really well this year is their defence. They'll make tackles and they'll sort of tackle all day. So to sort of beat a team like that, you do need to be patient, and you need to expect that sometimes you might not sort of get the result early that you'd like. So we really get back to the basics, be patient, and just continue to work hard this week, and the results will come.
Absolutely great stuff there from Liam Dillon, one of the up-and-coming stars of a very well-regimented West outfit. And speaking of well-regimented and West outfits, joining me today in commentary, it's none other than Jay Staunton. Jay, how pumped are you for today's match?
Absolutely giddy. This is park footy at its best. Two of the best teams in the competition. Beautiful day, ladies' day. Nothing beats it.
Mate, do you think the Dragons are going to be out for blood today, considering last year's preliminary final, which saw UQ narrowly defeat the side, which was kind of nostalgic to what lost them the grand final in 2014? I dare say a boot of Tom Pincus.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big one. I mean, Rod Side was a real big part of the Sunnybank club and the culture for many years, and obviously being his last year, 2 years in a row, you've had Tom Pincus in the final couple of minutes absolutely bury him, and they tried to get up for Sybee. They did well the match before against South, but unfortunately couldn't come away with a buttered confection against Uni in that prelim final. But they'll be out hunting for blood, not only because of that game, but because Uni are just going so well this season. They'll be bringing them down a peg or two.
It's going to be an absolute nail-biter. But before the action gets underway here at the University of Queensland, let's quickly run through the team list for today. J-Bot, run us through the University of Queensland starting side.
In the props, we've got Campbell Wakely and Hamish Richardson. At hooker, Sean Farrell. In the second row, Phil Potgieter and Sam Pym. The back row rounds out with Adam Korzik, Jack DeGangan and Jack Cornelson. In the halves, Scott Gale and James Dalglish. Harry Parker and Gareth Callell on the wings. In the centres, Alex Horan and Josh Birch. Jock Campbell at fullback and coached by Mick Heenan.
Great stuff there. And when we go across the visiting side, it is the Sunnybank Dragons, coached by new coach Damon Virtue. And we have a look at the crew taking on. Number 1, we have got Bronson Fortuali. Number 2 is Mali So'omalungi. Number 3, Daniel Lene. Number 4, Joshua Fenner. Number 5, David Findlay Henaway. Number 6, and captain Brendan Mitchell. Number 7, Chaz Mahina. Number 8, Meli Koliavu. Number 9, Isaac Fines Lelivasa. Number 10, Jake Strawn. And number 11, Joey Fiddick. Number 12, Henry Tafu. Number 13, Conrad Quick. Number 14, Jason Beaton. And number 15, fullback, is Junior Laloifi. And our players to watch today, J-Ball, obviously Josh Birch, massive impact he had against Brothers last week. And it's no surprise that on the other side of that equation, it is Conrad Quick. It's a battle of the 13s today. Who do you think is going to strike first with them?
Honestly, look, Josh Birch was close to best on ground last week against the Brethren, but for me, I think Conrad Quick's going to have the wood on him just because of the guys inside him. Isaac Fines Lelowas is the best player in the competition for my money. He's as smooth as a wet frog's armpit, and he's going to be giving a good service.
Absolutely. And a bit of a special occasion here today, Jay. Jack DeGangan is captain, but leading the boys out for UQ, it will be Harry Parker, who's playing his 50th first grade game today, and Campbell Wakely, who is playing his 100th game for the club today. So they will be leading the boys out. And we see the players now coming out onto the field, and we're going to be well and truly underway very shortly. So we see there Scott Gale. It looks like I spoke to Scott earlier today. It looks like he's trying to play as much footy, Jay, and stay as fit as he can before he goes away to Japan. And I think, having the likes of Gale and Korzik will be a massive advantage. And Brett Cronin again today on our match of the round refereeing. He had a good one last week, a very hard one. It was a very hard-fought battle, but one of the good referees that's going around the Premier Grade competition this year.
Yeah, very much so. He had a blinder last week. His biggest attribute is that he talks to the players really well, so they seem to resonate pretty well with it. But back to, as you said, Harry Parker and Campbell Wakely, two stalwarts of the club. Good to see them actually getting the recognition and leading the boys out today on a massive day here at Ladies' Day.
Absolutely. So it looks like the US Queensland will be kicking off, Sunnybank receiving, with the students running towards the Southern University end and the Dragons running towards the river end of the venue. It'll be Dalgleish for the kickoff.
Ready to go? Good luck.
And we're away. Dalgleish goes high,
Advantage knock on.
but it looks like it'll be knocked off University hand off the get-go. And it looks like we're going to have our first scrum in the first 10 seconds.
This is going to be absolutely massive to see what happens here. Sunnybank, during the week, Brendan Mitchell said to the Queensland Premier Rugby Weekly that they're really going to be working on their set piece because uni are just so good at what they do. So it'll be interesting to see if they try and get the wood on it here nice and early.
Go front zone! Go D, come on!
Two very big packs here, Jay Bohr.
Bind. Set.
Steady! Get up! What's up, blind? Okay, front zone. Shot D, let's go, Molly. Let's go. Keep going here.
Just bring it this way. We've just lost our footing there.
And Jay Bohr, these fields today, they're looking absolutely sensational. I actually know the head of grounds. It is, Mr. Shane Biddle, and he's done a fantastic job here. He got the winner right side sewn in very well, and they even got the pink lines out for Ladies' Day. So, really good to see, good support crews behind these fantastic Premier Grade venues that we have.
Oh, yeah, and the weather's absolutely turned up for it. It's an absolute pearler. Perfect for running rugby with two teams that can score from anywhere in the park.
On there, watch inside, I got inside.
Here we go, Strawn puts it up high, hits a bit of the wind though. It's going to come down short, and that'll be a good take. But it might be a dangerous, no, not rolling away. So good work there from the fullback, Jock Campbell. Fearless jump.
Not rolling away.
Yeah, Junior Laliwifi didn't miss him, but I think that shows the intent of the Dragons here. They're going to really try and put pressure on him and use Jake Strawn's tactical kicking game because that's what he's best at.
Very interesting today. We're seeing young Alex Horan. He's taking the kicks for line, not Mr. Dalgleish. So, that's another player who last week had such a sensational game against Brothers.
Yeah, he was actually the man of the match in that match there, but, he's that good that you can shift him to the centres and Jimmy Dalgleish can come in and run the show from there as well.
Good line out there. We'll hit Sam Pym at the back. Good throw by another good performer on the Queensland's paddock last week, Campbell Wakely. His finger's okay, Jay.
Yeah, I'm sure he got a snap back into place pretty quickly.
And the students now, the driving maul, they've gone some 15 metres. It's falling apart a bit towards the end. At the back, Gale commands the ball. Finds DeGangan, but DeGangan met by good defence.
Held up.
So the students have come out swinging, Jay Bohr, in the opening 3 minutes.
Yeah, that was a fantastic rolling ball there. I wouldn't say they're as big as the Sunnybank blokes, but they're very well drilled, and they just showed that they set that well, and they were able to roll on pretty well from there.
Just getting on a bit of a feel for what the weather conditions are doing here. The southerly swung around in the last few hours, and as per the flags, on top of Forgan Smith, we can see we've got a little bit of northeaster coming across the ground, so that's over the left shoulder of the university students. So it's going to be a hard kicking game for the Dragons today, Jay.
Yeah, especially in this first half. But if anyone can do it, it's Jake Strawn. He's got a great tactical kicking game.
Set.
Big first scrum here for the Heavies. Gale doesn't waste a moment, throws it out the back. Little inside ball finds the centre, Horan. Gale recycles.
Have a carry, Kiwi.
Adam Kiwi calls it, hits it up.
Run, Jim.
Oh, and a little bit of a run. Dalglish thought he was away, but got monstered in the tackle. A bit groggy getting up from that one. Hot Geeta at the back now. Good counter defence from the Dragons. Horan monstered in defence. The Dragons showing up in numbers. Here's Wakely. Bit on prop action there. Phase count amassing for the students. Here's Farrell. Richardson from the back.
Go, Tassie, go. Go.
The Dragons grinding them back, but a good run from DeGangan will do well. And a phenomenal defensive effort from the Dragons, Jay.
Deny the
Great
opportunity to play the
turnover
ball.
there from Bronson to Aliti, but that was all the defensive efforts there. Tafu absolutely smashed Jimmy Dalglish, and I think it was Daniel Ane absolutely lined up someone from uni and just absolutely drained him, but that was huge. That was a massive defensive effort, and that's going to be setting the tone for the match, I reckon.
See, there wasn't the nicest of kicks, but it's going to bring the match back to halfway. We saw Malalungi feed the line out. He goes high. Oh, and the jumper just gets his tip to it, finds. Hits Strawn. Strawn, a wild pass. The Dragons now having to work for every centimetre around the 50-metre line. Strawn on the far side. Looks to go himself. Slips the tackle, and here's Quick. It's going to come back in a forward pass. And that was that combination you were talking about earlier, the Strawn-Quick methodology there.
Yeah, they work really well together because Jake Strawn's biggest, we've said it already, 6 minutes into the game. He's got that great kicking game, but he's a very deceptive runner and gets that offload well. So he turns them around a lot, but then when he does poke out and run, he's got contact on the outside. He just absolutely can skin blokes from anywhere.
Very mobile back lines. So a bit of redemption for the students here. They're going to get a bit of a break, and they'll get the ball on halfway for a scrum.
Bind.
What's the winger here?
Set. Steady.
Gale feeds. Good counter scrum from Sunnybank. Ball back quickly. Gale puts a little bit of a grubber in down the short side. And that's off the left boot. He's going to kick for exit, but he won't find it. Parker links up with Horan. Horan assesses, gives it to Campbell. Dalglish fills in. Wide pass finds Birch, and he's got space. Birch is away, looks to get the step, but he'll just stay inside the field of play. Gale finds Farrell. Farrell take it to ground just inside the 22. Gale from the back hits Dalglish. They're floating it out. Wakely sends it out again. Great cover defence from Joey Fiddick. Students, they're keeping it alive. Momentum is their weapon of choice right now. Here's Richardson. Dalglish hit hard again.
No, now. Onside.
And the students, they're back to inside the 22. They're going to try grind it up once again. Good shot from Corsi. There's Pim. Dalglish, he's going in again, but it'll be penalty against the Dragons for the high tackle. DeGangan offloads it, finds Campbell. Campbell's got space, and that'll be our first try of the match.
Time off. I've got no clear grounding. Have you got a grounding? No. No. Okay. I'm playing advantage for a high tackle, so we'll go back for the high tackle. Green captain.
Yeah, yes.
No clear grounding. They had advantage over there for a high tackle, so we're going back over there. Penalty back here, high tackle.
And we see here a high tackle on the number 10, Dalgleish. But it started with a good piercing run from DeGangan, and eventually Birch, Campbell, I beg your pardon, striding away for the corner. But there was some great cover defence there that halted the try. And we're going to come back to the original high shot on Dalgleish.
No. My call. It's my call. The ball has gone dead. It's my call. What would you like to do?
Doesn't matter.
Scrum. Scrum.
Let's go. Let's fucking go. Inside? It's not on the 50. Inside. Kick the from the first.
Sorry.
First second.
Yeah, sure.
Cheers. Just my loose forward to go. Go, Hamish. Okay. Shawnee. Pops on. Here we go. On him again, Hayne. Let's go. Yeah. Wants to stay back. Let's go. Fall down. Locked in. Coming in. You can be.
So just looking at this, Marty, you can see here, Sunnybank's only got 25% of the possession, but they're only down 5-0. They've had a massive defensive effort thus far and have absolutely chopped them apart.
Set.
Oh, wait, no, sorry, it's 0-0. That's right, Junior Lalawifi actually scored, held up that try there on Jock Campbell. We came back with penalty. My apologies.
Let's go, Bronson. Same again, eh? Let's go, hard.
We all thought it, just couldn't quite get there.
Height, gents.
Yeah, so it's I think you're absolutely right there.
Under him, Hamish, let's go.
And, you know, you can kind of see what you're saying in the tackle counts, J-Ball.
Yeah, I mean, 19 tackles to 5 in Sunnybank's favour. I mean, that's a huge tackle count 10 minutes into the game. And that's the sort of stuff that's going to, if anything, win this match. That sort of stuff. The good defensive effort, making sure they hold up balls over with those second efforts over the defensive.
Well, it's making the university work for it, and it looks like good scrumming is also going to do the same.
Tight head collapsing.
So the tight head there collapsing. So this is a lot of good pressure from the students for the first 11 minutes. But this penalty, you'll see Sunnybank, you know, Strawn will kick for the line. And a great kick indeed, uses the wind, curls it out. And it's going to be a Sunnybank line out on halfway. So I think so far, line-outs have been pretty exciting, Jack.
Very much so. I mean, there is that win. You can see the touches flag going pretty Burko there. But this is something, as I said before, Brendan Mitchell has worked on with the Dragons this week. Their set piece, they know Uni are good, so they're trying to make it as slick as possible. And that's what they're going to try and do here.
Oh, and a great competition in the line out. It'll go to the front, but it'll be...
Contest was fine in the air. Ball's gone forward.
A knock-on off the university hands. And I think this is going to set the bar for some very zesty line-out competitions, Jack.
Very much so. Look, Phil Potgieter's back in the squad this week. He came on after about 25 minutes last week and absolutely chopped up, but very smart when it comes to set piece and especially line out. And he was the one who got up there and put the pressure on, unfortunately.
Well, it's no surprise that we see Sunnybank opting for the scrum. They've already had some good success. They've gotten some good penalties from them so far in this match. So
yeah, they'll definitely be able to ride that the scrum today. I think they'll have the wood on the uni boys big time.
Set. Time is off.
Here we go, let's go again.
Okay, we've clearly got issues with you two guys over here. Right, I need you to work hard on height, and you work hard on your bind. All right, let's work hard. Let's keep it up.
Yeah, I got switch. Show here.
Time's on.
I got tape,
Yes.
Hips. My call. Be strong here, be strong. On your Hamish. Go, boys. Come on, D. All you, D. Locked in. Let's go.
So Brett Cronin, he's doing a good job out there. And once again, it looks like we've got a lot of things happening in the front rows, Jay.
Yeah, there always is. It's an enigma being up there in the front row.
Here we are, gangers.
Again, credit to Brett Cronin. He talks, let the boys work it out.
Advantage.
And there it is.
And here go Sunnybank. Strawn makes a run himself. Here's Koliavu. Finds from the side, goes down the short side, and here's Laloifi. And Mitchell links up. It's a fantastic bit of play here, and that'll be the hooker, Soma Lelungi, going over. It is an absolute gobful, that one.
isn't it? Hopefully he doesn't score too many tries just to make it easier for us. But fantastic effort there. They worked that short line side well. Lalawifi, who we know is just so slick, got that breakaway. And then it was just a short interchange of hands between Mitchell and Su'oi Malilangi.
And we see here it all started with Fines going down the short side. Fines Lalawifi. And then the big man, the hooker, Su'a Malalungi, got it that time. Going over in the corner on the double take replay. And that's really interesting, Jay. That's probably the closest that we've seen Sunnybank get in, the furthest into UQ territory that the Dragons have gotten, and they came away with the try.
Yeah, they've had absolutely stuff-all territory this game thus far, but they've taken their opportunities. I mean, they've literally had, one time inside the 22 with that, and they've been able to come away with some points. So that's what Sunnybank need to do today to get up over the students, take their opportunities. If they leave anything out on the field, it's got to be difficult for them.
Strawn from the sideline. Here's Parker. He won't repeat perform there, but it'll be conversion unsuccessful, and Sunnybank take the first points and lead the University of Queensland 5-0. Now, Jake Strawn, there's a guy that I have not seen him at the top of the top 3 for point scorers in this competition for the last 3 years. He's always up there and is a contender.
Oh, he can bag 1,000. He can shoot the lights out from anywhere on the field, so he'll always be up there.
You see here a little bit of a loose ball, but Sunnybank will retain possession. Out the back, Strawn inside the 22. He can't kick for the exit, but that's a roly-poly ball way down into 22 country. And Jock Campbell puts in a good kick of his own. But the Dragons, once again, we're seeing that great boot from Strawn. It's put the Dragons into quite a favourable position for a line-out, Jay.
Yeah, exactly. Look, it was a bit of an ugly kick, and he was kicking into the wind, but we've said it before, that's what Jake Strawn's going to do all day. He's going to shoot the lights out, bury it back there, and they're going to use their defence to keep it down there. Now they've got a great opportunity 40 out from the union line.
And the Dragons, bit of razzle-dazzle, they'll win their line-out. Fines, hits Strawn. Strawn shoots wide into the hands of Quick.
Advantage high.
Penalty advantage against the students for the high shot. Flying Koliabu into the contact there. Fines down the short side, finds the space, there's Beaton. But Beaton taken to the deck. Fines from the back. Looking for his runners, but he'll find Strawn instead. They're going to look to go wide. A little bit of a kick by Teifu. And it'll go out.
No, you had a great advantage.
Dragons are really, really rating their set piece. You can see, I mean, 30 metres out on the front foot, and they're willing to put it into touch, so that they think they've got the wood on the students here.
Here we go. Cornelson.
10 metres at the line out.
Very smart from the heavies there. They took the quick line out, didn't let Sunnybank set up, and got them inside.
It seemed like Sunnybank were a little flustered. They thought they might have just held on to the advantage from that high shot before, and you heard Brendan Mitchell, who there was a fantastic piece on this week during QPR Weekly. He was saying, "Oh, where's my advantage?" And Cronin said, "Oh, you got a good advantage. It's over now." And the students took advantage of that little lapse in judgment. And we see Potgieter taking a good line out. Gale from the back hits Dalgleish. Bit of a loose pass. And it'll be lost forward. Now, these are the kind of fumbles that students can't afford to make, Jay.
Not at all. I don't know if it's the few shots he's copped, but Jimmy Dalgleish looks like he's a bit frazzled out
He's been
there.
softened up. All those front row shoulders have pulverised him.
Yeah, it looks like every time he's got the pills on the outside of his eye, but he looks a bit frazzled.
Give you a bit of a chance with your height.
Last week, so a little bit, but look, credit to Sunnybank. They've been absolutely smashing, and they seem to be getting on top of him a little bit here.
Let's go. Stick to the sack. Yeah.
Oh.
Crouch.
Swing.
Bind.
Let's go deep.
Set.
Work deep. Work hard deep.
Green. Bind. Straight down. Yep.
And we're seeing, Jay, it's just these tiny little battles in the front row, but they're producing massive penalties that completely alleviate pressure from the other teams.
Yeah, twice now it's happened to Uni and Sunnybank where they've been in a good attacking position and they've given away a penalty.
And we see there, they missed the line. And there's a bit of space here. We're going to get back to those penalty counts, but some fantastic footwork from Beaton. He's having a good game so far. Finds Strawn on the short side. They're going to go wide now. Some fancy footwork from Teifu. He'll barrel his way to just in front of the 22. The Dragons looking aggressive here as they push towards the University of Queensland's try line. Finds. Hits Futuali. Oh, and that's a good strike there from Kalel. Great pressure, and he follows up. Conrad Quick wasn't quick enough, Jay.
Oh, jeez.
Finds out the wide side, hits Koliabu. Very aggressive rugby being played here. Both teams putting it on the line. Finds. A good run from Futuali. Here they go down the far side. Oh, and that's a loose pass, but Mitchell's got it in hand now. Let's see what the captain can do. Goes through one. The second and third will bring him down.
Sorry, say it again. Okay, advantage.
Advantage has been called to the Dragons. And that's Harry Parker down in back play.
Time's off.
Yeah, heading in the next bit, so.
Yeah, it didn't look good.
Fuck. Move everything.
You can move everything okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I remember everything.
You right, Sparkle?
And a special mention to Buildcorp, University of Queensland's principal sponsor, for their ongoing support of grassroots rugby as well as other levels of the game throughout Queensland and Australia. And also a special mention to carrecord.com.au, the Dragons' major sponsor for their ongoing support of grassroots rugby at Sunnybank. And Harry Parker hitting the deck there, Jay. He's been a star performer for the first 5 rounds.
All right, Green, let's go.
Yeah, he's the sort of guy that Uni can't lose. Obviously, his 50th game today, we saw him lead him out there with Campbell Wakely, but he's an absolute gun.
Early tackle,
can finish
4
from
red.
anywhere. So he's the one guy out there that can change the game with a drop of a hat. So you really don't want to lose him.
He turns the tide, that is for sure.
I think you're probably going to see him all here. Looks like the Dragons have got their 4-foot line out in there, so they're really going to drag it in and try and outmuscle the students forward pack here.
Dragons go up. Oh, and great work from Mitchell in the fingertips. Maul's called. They've shown good horsepower in the scrum. It looks like they're going to try and apply it to their maul.
Hey, that's
Maul's at the back there.
It's a tackle only.
Finds. Hits drawn, inside ball. A little bit too
Advantage.
fast though, and it's going to be advantage to the students. Ball's been knocked on. Campbell finds Gale. Gale tries to go himself. He's got some space. Richardson from the back shows a bit of flair at halfback, finds Dalgleish, gives a bit of how your father, and he'll send it all the way down to Dragons territory. But all they'll find is Lado Iffy, and now he's got some players and he's linking up down the far side, and here goes Fiddick. The Dragons steam their way back inside the 40-metre line. Here, good run from Koliabu. Finds. Slips out of the contact, goes one-on-one with Dalgleish. Dalgleish will get his man. Strawn now. Strawn nearly pierces the gap. Great rucking there from Richardson. The Dragons, they are fierce in their attack. The students haven't had a response for it yet. 21 minutes down on the clock. Heavy run there from Finlay Henaway.
Ball set, ball.
He did not release there. Wasn't the tackler. Yeah, but they were both on the tackle. Thought number 7 was the tackler.
And that is a massive relief for the students, grinding their way, Jay.
Great turnover there, very much so. Good defensive effort. You can see here the possession. 10 minutes ago, 10 minutes into the game. That was, I think, 75 to 25 or so. It's now evened out. Even on the territory side of things, it's now evened out. So that shows Sunnybank's got the upper hand, but that was a massive relief in turnover.
Well, the important thing to note there is I think Sunnybank have finally shown up for the game. That first, 10, 15 minutes, they were 10 minutes, I beg your pardon, weren't really there too much, and they've definitely put made Uni have to pump the brakes.
Yeah, the defensive effort, I think, really sparked them in. They put a few big shots on, now they're rolling on from there.
And a ball offloaded to Horan, he'll take it into contact. Dalgleish on the far side. The students, they're going to try and rebut here, and that's a really quick pick and drive from Cornelson. From the back, Gale hits Potgieter. Gale from the back again. There's a cheeky little run from Campbell. Every metre counts. Pim. Gale from the back now. The students beginning their grind. Farrell, a little bit of a shimmy with the feet. Does well. Oh, and there's DeGangan. And Gale going down the far side. Here is a fantastic run from Birch. And that'll be out.
Line.
That was a great effort by Jack DeGangan, but absolutely lit up by Finlay Henaway, but he was still able to get the kill away to Josh Birch, who unfortunately got corralled over the sideline.
Yep, Jack DeGangan, he is made of sterner stuff. Doesn't seem to worry too much about those hits. Just gets up, keeps on going.
Watch him.
Finds from the back. Now, the Dragons, they're well inside their own 22. I think they're going to want to try to find some metres here before they look for the exit or an option. Strawn from the back. Exit, he will. And Kalel doesn't waste time. He's going to link up with Campbell and now Parker. Looks like Sunnybank got the memo. They said don't give the man any room to move, otherwise he could be very dangerous. Gale from the back. Here's Farrell, offloads it to Cornelson, who finds Wakely.
Tackler, release!
Gale finds Dalgleish. There's Pim. Floating around the centres. Dalgleish. Horan, round the back pass. Loose ball, knocked on.
Unlucky for the students there. There was a few really good offloads, but unfortunately they've spilled it. But really good phase play. They're really building the phase as well after for the last 10, 15 minutes being on the back foot.
Well, Jay, it's only 25 minutes down, and there's a lot of hands on hips out there. Both teams are playing some really fast rugby, and I'm going to look forward to when they're kind of done and they start dropping down. It turns into what they're trained to do, what their fail-safe rugby is once they've lost all this big initial inertia.
Yeah, as you said, a few of them are blowing, and I think in another 5, 10, that's when you're going to start seeing the guys like your Harry Parkers and your Isaac Fines starting to really make some inroads in the defence.
Bind. Set.
Steady. Hold, chase. Throw away. Hands now.
You're right.
Oh, here go the Dragons. They kick out. All they'll find is Campbell. Campbell puts an attack of a kick. That'll sit up just inside the 22. And Strawn, he'll put in one of his own.
Stay. Okay.
That's an absolutely fantastic clearing kick from Jake Strawn. He's booted that from about 10 metres out and got enough over the halfway line.
He never disappoints, and that's one thing last week that I think really worked in University's favour. It was their kicking game. Very tactical, hard, flat kicks, shortest distances, and it really paid the dividends. Good line out, full find Cornelson. Dalglish to DeGangan. And that's some great counter rucking there. The students getting a bit lazy around their breakdown. Finds, looks to the short side, finds a charging Koliabu. Ben Roy Sala there, wearing the number 17 jersey for Sunnybank. Oh, and a little bit of fancy footwork from Taifu. He'll get a metre or so more himself. Finds down the short side. University perking up their defence. There's Spindlay. Finds. There's an A. An A. The prop goes himself. A bit of a wayward pass, but it's cleaned up by Beaton. Beaton now. Finds. Finds Henway. Strawn sends it down the far side. Mitchell swats at it, but it goes back.
No, 4. 4.
Nice corn.
The ruck had moved forward. Effective clean out, number 4 entry.
And you know, Joe, I think one of the big things that we're seeing in this game is that both teams are getting pushed to their limits, and it looks like they're both conceding a lot of penalties because of it.
Both teams are actually racking up a high number of phases every time they've got the pill.
Okay.
There hasn't been too many drop balls, there hasn't been too many turnovers, but they have been getting those penalty turnovers, which has been defensively great by both sides.
And Uni do well there. Quick line up. Dalglish puts in a bit of a kick cross field. He sees some space in back play, and that'll find the line. And we see Campbell and Kalel sabotaging the quick restart. And, you know, I haven't seen Mr. Dalglish take a few more hit-ups since he has a few of those hits earlier on.
Yeah, it seems he's completely taken the running game and put it in his back pocket since then, but hey, it's what he can do. If he doesn't want to run the pill, he's still got a great passing and a kicking game. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see him, especially in the second half, start taking a few more kicks.
Oh, and here is a hammering run from Henry Taifu. Finds. It's into the hands of Strawn. Strawn goes high. Oh, and that would have been a stellar take by Beaton, but he's knocked it on.
2 knock-ons.
Let's do ya.
Yeah, cool.
Do you hear that? The coach just goes take an email.
And that'll be time off, but Cronin out there doing a fantastic job. Both teams, James, like you said, very high phase count for each team. And we actually haven't seen a scrum in a while.
No, not at all. That's the thing. Their handling errors are quite good, actually. And they're you can see there by that kick, Jake Strawn's just trying to get the ball in their midst and trying to put the pressure on it.
But I'm right.
Well, Jay, what are you doing on the 26th of May?
Probably going to the Reds first force match. What about you?
Oh, what time are you going?
We'll say 7:45 p.m.
Well, I heard that's the kickoff, so you might be getting there a little bit earlier, I'd imagine. That's right, guys. Make sure you're at Suncorp Stadium for the St George Queensland Reds versus the Western Force clash on Friday, 26th of May. East versus the West. Tickets and matchday info are available via redsrugby.com.au.
Yeah, that's fine. But if the ball's gone, just a conscious effort to let him go. Oh, where are we? We're over here. Yeah, right here. Time's on. Knock on. Oh, yeah, nice.
And Brett Cronin doing a fantastic job out there, Jay. Really demands the respect from the players. And this is, I think, the second week in a row that we've had him on the stream, and he's doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, everybody seems to really froth on him. As I said, he talks to the players really well, doesn't talk down to them, lets them know what's happening and lets them play the game. And if you're doing something wrong or right, he'll be sure to let you know.
He does let the boys play. And Gale to feed the scrum just outside the Sunnybank 40-metre line. 17 metres in from the side. Dalglish out the back.
Advantage over.
And that'll be Kalel missing it, and a great run there from Maloifi.
Offside. 14.
And that'll be Gareth Kalel, number 14. He'll be heading to the bin. So it looks like the students will play the remainder of this half and maybe even a little bit of the first minute of the second half, Jay. 14v15, and I don't know if that's a good thing for them.
No, not at all. That is absolutely massive in regards to the context of this game. Gareth Kalel's had an absolute blinder thus far, defensively and in attack. So losing him's huge, and this next 10 minutes can make or break this game for the students. If they can hold them out, great. If not, Sunnybank can try and get a bit of a roll on here, because obviously you can see there equal possession. It's something that we haven't seen thus far. Early on, it was absolutely massive in regards to in favour of Uni, but you can now see here as well the tackles.
But that's the interesting thing. It's 40-31. If possession's been about 50-50, Jay, and we're seeing Sunnybank are defensively doing a better job than the students right now.
Very much so. They're holding on to the pill longer, and then when they're defending, they're making those shots count.
And they're also, doing good work at the breakdown and securing their ball as well. But right now we're going to come back to one of the golden boots of Premier Grade, Jake Strawn. Here he's got foot insurance. He'll strike. And that'll be flagged. Sunnybank extending their lead 8-0 in the 32nd minute. Now this is going to be a big 8 minutes, Jay, with only 14 players. I don't think the bar's ever been higher that, maybe getting the ball back off your own kickoff would be a very, very important thing to do.
Oh, 100%. Uni need the pill as much as possible in this following 8 minutes.
No, back off green, play on.
And here we go. Students now. They're not on the board yet, and they want to get there. Potgieter finds Dalgleish. Dalgleish somehow finds Horan, who finds the space. Horan floats one out. There is, and that'll be a try. Here was one of our players to watch. It's Birch, like a bat out of hell. That will be a phenomenal play from Mr. Horan. I had to play catch-up on that one.
That was absolutely fantastic. That was massive by Alex Horan to be able to get that pill in there. See here, Jimmy Dalgleish gets early.
Through.
And out of nowhere, he's got it. But then there was a lot to do from Josh Birch here to hold out Beaton, but did well, fended him off and absolutely.
But you see, that's one of the great things about Josh Birch. We know about his rugby league, history before he came. He came over to the University of Queensland, and he just showed that little bit of league. Run hard, run straight, just don't get brought down. And we've seen that week in, week out from Birch. He's a hard runner of the ball, and when he's got that line in his sights, very hard to stop.
Yeah, great rugby league pedigree, obviously with the Newcastle Knights under-20 squad, and that was very leaguey. Got on the outside, gave him the fist, and just went in for a bit of meat.
Well, a good kick from Dalgleish will bring the deficit down to 1 point. Strikes, but the wind won't do him any favours. University trailing 5-8 here with 30 in the 34th minute. And just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, this year we've been upping it every year, and this year we're bringing you 2 live matches every week. So if this phenomenal top of the table clash isn't up to your liking, you can tune in to our secondary stream, which is Norths versus Souths, via redsrugby.com.au. But we are going to come back to this, and down the short side, here is a running away. Mahina, he'll find Beaton in the corner. But this commentator has learnt not to count his chickens before they hatch, and that won't be tried. Looks like we're going to have a bit of a knock on there. And, that matchup, Korzik versus Beaton. I know who I'd hedge my bets on, J-Ball.
Very much so. But look, that was really good effort there by Sunnybank, and unfortunately he's just pushed it forward a little bit.
Yeah.
And Korzik's been able to come over and in cover.
Crouch. Go. Deep. Front. Bind. Set. Steady.
Oh, the big scrum. And Cornelson shows his pedigree, does well to hold on to the ball at the back, and University will maintain possession. It's essential being the man down. Down the far side, here goes Birch. Here's Parker. He's got wheels, but it would be a great tackle there from Fiddick. Gale puts in a bit of a kick of his own. He sees some space out the back. Good vision, but dangerous times. There are 3 Dragons out the back. And they're looking out wide. Streaming run. Good little kick from Fines. He'll find Horan. Horan, he's the grease man.
Ball's up. Maul.
The maul's called. The students are going to have to work hard to get this out. But the Dragons knowing well and true, they just have to keep it in there and it'll be their scrum.
Great defensive effort there by Fines Lelawassa, I think it was. Daniel Lane held him up initially, but then he was able to come in, lock up the pill, and get that turnover, which they need being a man up.
Very, very tired bodies out there. And, you know, I think something that's going to weigh in very interesting coming in to the second half, it's going to be the substitutions. Now, having a look at both benches, there are big names on both benches, and I guess, you know, we don't need to go through them right now, but we're going to see those players start coming in, and I think it's really going to spice up that second half because there are tired bodies out on that paddock.
Oh, very much so. They're absolutely blowing us far. And we saw it a couple of weeks ago, South versus East. We remarked that South were using their bench really well, and East were holding off. And obviously South's got up that game, so I think you're going to see that it's much more tactical with the subs they're going to use because they've got some firepower on there.
Ball's at the back.
Strawn now. Sends it out wide. Good run from Quick. Big run from Salah.
Stay where you are, 14.
The Dragons. 2.5 minutes left on the clock. Well, thereabouts, and they're really going to want to try and extend that lead a little bit more.
Yeah, I understand, but he's still stuck in the wrong position. Tackling, not rolling.
And this could be the makings of another try for the Dragons. They've got the numerical advantage. They've got a good kick from Strawn. They're going to sit 27 metres out from the university line. And let's face it, both teams haven't missed a line out today, Jay.
No, they've been spot on with their set piece, but Sunnybank need to come away with some points here because if they don't, it'll feel as if you've had a bit of a loss with the uni boys getting a try with the numerical advantage to the Dragons. So they'll really be galvanising here to try and get over the try line here.
So Malele Lungi, good line out. And we see there, pressure's mounting. Little bit of a knock on. University will get the break that they so desperately needed.
As soon as we say the line out's been stellar, they go and do that. But this is huge for Uni if they can hold out for another minute and be up over those 10 minutes with 5 points to 3.
Well, they showed that
Massive.
even with the man down, Jay, that it doesn't hinder their ability to score tries.
No, not at all. They've got the talent. They've got the cattle that can actually score from anywhere. They've just got to make sure they execute. That's what they haven't done thus far, but they can show in patches here that they do it. They're good.
Crouch.
Well, we're seeing two very evenly matched teams.
Bind. Set.
They've slowed that 51-point average for University all the way down for the first time this season.
Yeah, I mean, what was it, 51 points, did you say? Yeah,
51 points per match.
Absolutely massive over 6 games of footy, but this is what Sunnybank can do. They can hamstring you, they can bash you, and they can crash you, and they can make it hard to play some good footy because it can really get in your head.
Let's go, boys. Come on. Yeah, what's your chance?
Crouch. Bind. Set. Early push.
Gale doesn't miss a beat. They're going to go quick. Here's Dalgleish. Dalgleish finds Parker in space. Parker. 1, 2, 3. The fourth will get him a loose pass. There's Campbell. Campbell. From the back, Gale finds Dalgleish. Inside ball to Cornelson. Parker is very ginger to get up from that. Gale finds Wakely. Welcome back to the party, sir. 100 games, if you please. Dalgleish, this is the first run he's had in a while. He's found his legs. There's Pim. Gets hit standing a little upright, but he'll hold on to the ball. We're getting down to the dying minutes, seconds even. And the students, they want to try and get ahead, but that'll be a lost ball, but it'll be a penalty. Not releasing the player. So, do they, now here's the question, Jay. Do you do a Tigers and look for the 5? Or do you be safe and take the 3?
Me personally, I'd take the points, but it looks like they're going for the line out, which is massive. I think they're just trying to put on a show for the ladies out here.
And we might have the numerical advantage coming to a close soon. Kalel murmuring around the sideline. Might be getting on, might not. Just waiting to see.
Hold. Guys, let's set our numbers here. So you back there. Okay, cool. So match your numbers, Green.
6 men.
This is huge. I think you're going to see a line out, a rolling ball here off this line out, seen as numerical advantages in the back. So,
and here go Uni from the back. There's DeGang, and he's going to try go himself. The captain's run. From the back. Here they go. Last by the cherry, and that'll be Wakely. 100 matches. A double high five to his mum and a try for the hooker.
That is just desserts for a man well deserving. Great effort. I said it last week. For mine, he was my man of the match because I just love seeing the piggies get up there. But that's what he can do. He's mobile, can play hooker, can play prop. But here it is. Korjic comes in really quickly here. Gets the offload as they try to shoot in to hit him. And all it was just open try line and space for him.
Great running, great line from Wakely, but also, you know, we're seeing, I think, the fruits of Korzik's time up in playing in the higher levels of rugby within the QRU. And he is definitely showing his ability to be not only a menacing forward, but he's also showing a bit of flexibility and vision when it comes to those close quarters contacts. And now, cherry on the cake will be Dalgleish grabbing an extra 2, and University steal the first half, 12 points to 8, in what has been a massive first half.
Has broken off, and he's gone to take the run.
Absolutely, that's an absolute ripper. 12-8 to Uni, considering they were down with no points at the 30th minute. They lose a man, they galvanise, similar to what the All Blacks do, and they come back with 12 points.
Now, undeniable, we're seeing it's about a 50-50 game in territory and possession, but the Dragons' defence, some 15 tackles more, is absolutely massive. It means they are putting up a tremendous defensive effort, and I think that's why we saw, you know, if it weren't for some very phenomenal front row plays there at the very dying minutes, we would have seen Sunnybank winning going into the second half.
Very much so. It's as clear as day there. You can see only 3 missed tackles by both sides. That's a fantastic little stat right there, but the turnovers is what's done it. The turnovers to UQ there, you can see they've been really hard on the pill, and Sunnybank have been coming back at them as well.
That's it, and we've seen, I actually thought we would have seen more scrums in this first half, but it's like you said, both teams have had high phase count. They're grinding out the ball for as long as they can. They're doing an absolutely sensational job. And, you know, before we go anywhere, guys, you know, one big thing, Jay, that we're doing this season is we're giving the guys at home that are watching the opportunity to win free tickets to get on down to the Reds for their upcoming home games. And we're going to take you right now to the Premier Power Plays. And we see here, number 1, it was a fantastic play there from West. It was the centres, Jay. Take it away.
Yeah, you can see there, Shea Perry puts the kick in, and then it was Lockie Moranta. It was actually up to 3 blokes to see who was going to score that one there. So good to see the Dogs get up over the south there. But this one here, Fred Burke, of all people, comes through the line, puts the shimmy on and the fen, and then Michael Richards steaming in, juggles the pill, goes over for a bit of meat there for the Jeeps.
Yep, and then we swing it through with some very sneaky play from the captain at East. Manages to steal the intercept, works well with his outside wingers, and they just pulled off an absolute turnaround. Not this time, Mr. Bond. And our final option, number D, and we come here to see it was the University. It was their 2016 Grand Final rematch, and the hard runner Birch makes his way down the sideline. Some very slick kicking out on the outside of the right boot. Makes its way onto the infield, goes through a few sets of hands, but it eventually will fall into Kalel's possession, and that was one of the final tries of what was a massive win for the Heavies last week. So remember, guys, with the power plays, comment on the video below with your favourite power play and the 3 mates you want to bring with you to the Reds match at Suncorp, and you could have your chance to win. And we are at half-time now. It is 12 points to 8, but stay tuned. We're not going anywhere. And as the Pied Pipers finish up their halftime song and the festivities roll up here at the St. Lucia campus at the athletics track that surrounds the field, we're going into halftime. My name is Martin Lippiett, and joining me for the second half, once again, it's J-Ball Staunton. J-Ball, welcome to the second half.
Absolutely pumped for it. This is going to be an absolute barn burner.
Well, it's been a massive first half where Sunnybank seemed to have the upper hand, but then, you know, the yellow card on Gareth Kalel in the back end, well, the 30th minute, seemed to all spur this.
It's a massive shot there by Daniel Ade coming in from the outside in and absolutely put the shot on Campbell.
Potgieter at the back. Gale says pass it here. Here's De Gangen again putting his hand up.
No, you're playing it into him. Play it.
Gale.
Ball was played into him. Play on.
Dalglish sees some space, but it's brought down by Chaz Mahina. There's Richardson. The big man. Here's Wakely. Working hard here, little offload, finds Cornelson. They go out wide. Here's Campbell. Here's Birch. Horan from the back. Great hands from De Gangen, but a loose pass out the back gets cleaned up by Gale. Gale sees some space himself. He'll get cleaned up there by Fotuali. And they've turned it over. Great work by the Dragons. They're going to look down the far side. Galel will cover tackle there. Gets to his feet. Great work from the students.
No hands now.
He's coming from the side.
Ruck called.
It's all off the foot. All off feet. Play on. Touch.
Scrambling rugby, Jay.
Very much so. This has been incredibly fast-paced thus far, but fantastic turnover by Bronson Fotuali'i there. It was quick over the pill, got the turnover, then for some reason they've decided to try and run it out of their own half, but they've got the line out here, so good fortunes come to them.
The Dragons secure the ball. Great completion rate. They're going to try battle it out, but that'll be a knock on by Benroy Sala. And this could be another lapse that the university students could use to find a try, Jay.
That is the last thing the Dragons needed to do there. They just needed to consolidate and boot it and get out of their own territory. But Uni need to get some points here. Otherwise, it could be a bit dejecting to be this far into the second half in their territory and come away with nothing.
Big difference that I've seen for the UQ students coming in the second half. They're protecting their ball to break down a lot more, and it seems to be working in their favour.
Yeah, Chaz Mahina's been all over the ball like red beans on toast thus far. He's been quick on it, and they've sort of tried to nullify him a bit by adding an extra man to the breakdown.
Gale feeds. The Dragons. Dalglish finds Horan, finds Birch, and Birch will go over. It was fast, it was articulate, and it found the gap. And when you put it in the hands of someone like Birch, you know he's a shoo-in for getting over the line.
He's had a blinder thus far. He's big, he's strong, and all they did is utilise that. Got it close to the line, short ball, one-on-one. You're not going to stop him.
Well, it was really simple too. Just simple through the hands, ABC, try for me.
Exactly. And that's what they need to do. They just need to try and make sure they hold on to the pill. As we said, they've been doing it thus far. And from there, they can start to roll on.
I just think it's a height issue.
It looks like
on your side, on the other side. But I'll keep working hard with that. We'll try and get these outcomes. Yeah, definitely. Yep.
And we see there a bit of a changing of the guards. Sorovi coming on for Gale, and Pim coming off as well.
Not too bad when you can take Scott Gale off and put him on with Moses Sorovi. So huge input there, but they play a very different game. Scott Gale's really meticulous with what he does. Moses Sorovi is very pragmatic, so I wouldn't be surprised if you start to see him really dart around the edge of the ruck a lot.
I believe that number 20, that's Connor Moroney on the paddock. Oh, that's a great take.
10 metres. Didn't go 10.
It's a great take from Mitchell, but I think because he's jumped from before the 40 and taken it mid-air before it's travelled over, we'll go right back to the middle of the paddock for a university scrum.
There was not much in that, but goes to show that they're really trying to get that pill
Highlights the
back
desperation, exactly, because it's, really important. And we see that there's a big change. Alex Horan leaving the paddock and Nathan Russell heading on to the centres. And, usually when you see those changes of your starting lineup, you kind of question if it's there's a lesser player coming on, but a Horan for a Russell isn't a bad swap.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. When I saw the team sheet this week and saw Nathan Russell out, I thought he was pretty hard done by. Obviously, Horan had an absolute ripper last week, but Nathan Russell and Josh Birch together last week were the ones that absolutely skinned the brethren. So good to see him out there. He's got half an hour to really dig in and chop this Sunnybank Dragons outfit up.
Here we go now. Campbell Campbell will go to deck. Sarovi hits Wakely. Wakely runs it. A nice tight line back towards the breakdown. Finds valuable metres. Number 20 there, Sam Wallace. There's Richardson. And that's a penalty going towards the student for a grass cut. And it looks like we've got a bit of a problem here with Bronson Fotuaili. He's down on the ground.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, chuck it up if you want. Hammy? Time's off. Hammy? Yeah, on Hammy? No.
And no surprise that Hamish Richardson's cramping up. He's had a massive game so far today.
That's just silly with no arms. Just by number one. Okay.
And a special mention to Build Corp, University of Queensland's principal sponsor, for their ongoing support of grassroots rugby as well as other levels of the game throughout Queensland and Australia. So a big thank you to Build Corp. And rolling over to the Sunnybank side of things, another special mention to carrecord.com.au, the Dragons' major sponsor, for their ongoing support of grassroots rugby at Sunnybank. And always remember, guys, we have two matches going on from every round, and today's is a good matchup between North and South. Both teams, I feel, you know, they're going to be a little bit later to the party this season, but both teams have shown some really good glimmers of fantastic rugby. Despite the score last week, Jay, 44-33, the North Eagles really mounted a great counter-attack and found some form late in that game.
Yeah, very much so. I think they were very unlucky to be 0-6 thus far into the season. They've played some good footy, whereas South, I think, have been very 50-50, hot and cold, rocks and diamonds, big time. But it's a battle of the birds, and they're going to be getting stuck right in.
No arms.
So that's a big penalty there, and we know that Mr. Cronin, he's a fair man, but his patience does wear thin when there are blatant disregards to the rules, and a tackle with no arms. I don't see that kind of behaviour lasting too much longer on the paddock without someone finding a seat in the sin bin.
Yeah, it's just a stupid play, really. I mean, he even did himself a vicious and injured himself doing a shoulder charge, so it's a double whammy.
And there, another big change there. Sean Farrell, the hooker, coming off the field with Jordan Sucker on the paddock now in the number 17 jersey. Wakely, little flick of the hand as he finishes. And he's on the back. Wakely, he's in the position he knows all too well. Back of the breakdown. Back of the ball off these scrums. And advantage going there. Mitchell not coming through the right channel. And Wakely still got the ball, and they've still got momentum. Staggering their way forward. It'll collapse down, but Potgieter has the ball in possession. They'll put the ball out. Wallace says, I want a slice. No, he'll offload it to his friend. University still with advantage here. And Richardson lining up for the next hammer. Eventually gets it round. Wallace doesn't miss a beat. The students, they're really grinding. I think advantage might still be on, and here they go. They're going to get close.
Held up over the line. There is no advantage. Going back for the... Number 3, collapsing the maul.
And that's a really big one. Now, this isn't the first time we've seen in this game, Jay, Sunnybank, they're making these little errors because when they're getting under this intense pressure, and I think we're starting to see this heavily regimented university side that Mick Heenan has been crafting for years. This is where their strength is. It's when bodies get tired, there's a fail-safe game that wins it for.
They play an 80-minute game. That's what they do. They can shut you out early, but they can also shut you out toward the end of the match because they're smart at what they do. And as you said, Mick Heenan's had this crew for almost 10 years now, and they've been an insanely well-drilled pack. So this is what they're going to do, and you're going to see another maul here and try and eke another penalty out of them.
Cornelson, he's got it. He'll go to deck and he'll get the long place. You see a lot of hands in there as it's going to the deck. There's Korzik. And that'll be a try. Great work there from Adam Korzik. Donning the number 6 jersey today. He had a great run last week And that'll be a fantastic try off the back of I wouldn't say they really got the driving maul together, Jay, but they managed to scrape it all together and make a meal of it nonetheless.
Oh, yeah, it was very smart footy. The maul got a bit disjointed when Daniel Ane came in and fractured it, but they didn't stress, moved it forward, collapsed, and then just went pick and go. And that's very good from Adam Korzik there. He's earned that by having a blinder thus far.
You know, he's having a fantastic time on the paddock so far. He was, fed the ball to Wakely to go across for the try, fed the ball, that wonderful blind pass to Parker down the short side here. So, he's definitely making his presence felt out there on both sides of this epic battle. And
he's a very, very smart footballer, very high rugby IQ, and he's doing wonders for this very young forward pack from uni, actually. I think Sam Wallace is just a colt himself, number 20. He's an absolute gun coming onto the pitch there, and he's been one of the best thus far this season for him, and he's going to impart a lot of wisdom on him.
And students now, Russell had a good game in reserve grade, and he's on the paddock now for Prems. It goes high, and all he'll find is beaten. Oh, puts a little bit of a feint in with the kick, but Dalgleish finds his man. Here's Mitchell, the captain. Oh, and here's Fines doing what he does best, finding space, running away with it. Here's Beaton, he misses Wakely. So Rovey goes in a little high. And that looks like there'll be advantage.
Still advantage. Number 11.
And this could be bad.
No, playing the 9. Straight off. Then playing the 9.
Second yellow, That's second yellow.
Now, hang on. That's a second yellow for number 11, isn't it? No, it's the other wing. It was 14, wasn't it? Yeah. Jeez. Had a moment there. Don't test me, boys.
Scrum, please, sir.
Yeah, sure. Same position, different number.
So
worth a shot.
Brett Croner geeking out there for a moment. Can't blame him, but that is massive by Fines Lelawassa there. He's come up through the school systems, Queensland schoolboys, Australian schoolboys, Queensland under-20s, Australian under-20s. He's very well versed, and that's why he's got all those rep honours, because that's what he can do. He can sniff it out, 60th minute, he can shine through.
Well, he's one of the, the shining examples of the Queensland grassroots system that we have in place here, and how, as he's gone through, made, the different representative teams, as he's aged more, and he's ended up here. He's the kind of guy that you want to see playing the NRC and one day playing up in Super Rugby.
Oh, 100%. He is the epitome of a great schoolboy product from Queensland.
Balls out.
Here we go, a bit of a smorgasbord of players after the scrum
Stay out, you're offside.
broke down. And there's Dalgleish from the back. And a smooth kick for exit from the number 10.
The ball's out.
Great exit from Jimmy Dalgleish there. That was massive turnover from the students to be able to get that pill back. But they've got, again, the numerical advantage. They need to come away with some points here to be able to get back into this match, because they're down by 18 points. They need to start clawing their way back.
Well, historically in this game, having 14 players hasn't hurt them too bad. And we see there Cornelson really getting himself involved. Now the students. The Dragons, they're starting to get momentum and they're going forward. Fines from the back. Finds Strawn. Strawn offloads to Mahina. He thunders into the contact. Fines, hits wide, loose ball, and that'll be advantage.
Over.
Sorovi kicks for the exit. Won't find it. He'll follow up though. Students, they're really throwing everything they've got at this defence. Sunnybank.
Moses, you're offside. Offside position.
Moses, I
You were
think,
fine.
a little
Problem was that 21 was offside.
too excited. In the offside position. Oh, and Fines doesn't waste a minute. They're going to go far. They're going to sprint it out wide. Beaton will eventually get the ball once it bounces towards him. And a very wild pass. And that's a real shame for Sunnybank. I felt as if Fines, his head was in one space, but then the rest of the team wasn't quite caught up to him yet.
Yeah, Jason Beaton's actually had a great game, obviously, into the side this weekend. Richard Kingy riding the pine, and he's getting a shot on the wing, and he's taking it with both hands. He's a part of the Australian University Sevens team, and you can see he's really picking and choosing his battles.
And we see here it's going to be the University scrum with Sorovi to feed it, coming on for Josh Gale.
Yeah, Moses Sorovi himself as well. Local product, St. Peter's Lutheran College. Great prospect.
Just around the corner.
Very much, literally just around the corner, but he is a live wire. He's a sparky guy. And obviously he's been awarded with the Reds debut a few weeks ago, and it's very well deserved.
We see there Jack DeGangan leaving the paddock. A massive input for 62 minutes of this match. Connor Moroney win the number 19, and here's Russell. Runs a hard straight line. Dalglish weighs up his options, but Mitchell didn't give him many. Sorovi hits Korzik. Korzik, another great work there through the hands. Here's Campbell. Oh, taken around the neck, but nothing sinister in it from my opinion. Campbell will go down.
Number 15. Only reactionary, penalty only.
Let me see there, Cronin backing up, reaction based. But there've been a few of them this game.
There have. I mean, it is, as you said, it was reactionary. He just sort of stuck his arm out. Junior Alawifi there, but, you know, you can't do that against the uni side who are just going to bury it now. Now you're inside your 22.
And we discussed this. I don't know what it is, but when they're a man down, it's like they find another gear, and you wouldn't know it.
It's a cultural thing. It's a very scrappy sort of culture where your back's against the wall. The only way you can get out of it is by fighting your way out.
And there goes good take from Wallace, well deep on the 15-metre line. Oh, and it's none other than Campbell Wakely in possession at the back. Rolling maul is on the cards yet again. And Wakely, that beacon of headgear that he has, they've got an advantage. Still in possession by Mr. Wakely. He's offloaded it reluctantly. It's at the back.
Got advantage, Red.
They've got advantage. Sorovi goes himself, offloads it to Dalglish. Dalglish kicks it out wide. Oh, and that'll be a big take. And the ball will be...
Ball's gone dead.
Ball's gone dead, but we're going to come back to an infringement. Every time we see those cross kicks, it's like NRL, TRL. I'm just thinking, oh, the player will be running on.
Injury over there.
And we got time off right now.
Hey, we can't keep coming down here and having mauls getting collapsed and side entry. All right, we need to work really hard.
And we were talking about this about 5 minutes ago, Jay. And we know all the refs are very on top of this, that just because you're under a bit of pressure on your line, it's no excuse for getting sloppy with the rules.
No.
Yeah, okay, I understand your pitch you've seen there, but for me, it was an entry as well and a collapse.
Exactly. There he was talking to Brendan Mitchell there, just saying to him, you can't give away those penalties in those areas.
Wakely hits Cornelson. Cornelson sees some space. And that'll be a try. And that was absolutely brilliant play from Jack Cornelson there. They set the line out, come down for the maul. The defenders weren't there. No. And he did the quick pivot. And this is one thing you'll see Cornelson doing every single set-piece line out. As he's coming down, he assesses his situation. In that case, he came down, saw that Sunnybank weren't 100% serious about, stopping this driving maul, and just said, sweet, 180, give me 5.
No, he's an incredibly bright rugby player. He was the skipper of the Brisbane Grammar First 15 in 2012 that won the premiership, alongside Sam Green, another leading point scorer and winner from Brothers and so on. But that goes to show just how smart he really is. He, as you said, he assessed the situation, noticed that they weren't coming in, and came away with a try.
Great atmosphere down at the University of Queensland. It is the famous Ladies' Day, and it's always a cracker. You know, all the women's colleges on campus, all the ladies do enjoy. You know, they get dressed up and come down. You see the lines are painted pink. There's been lots of activities for the kids and halftime shows, and no, it's a really great thing to see all the culture that's brought to these home matches. And here's Dalgleish, 15 in on the 22. And curls it through the door.
Fantastic kick at goal. And talking about Ladies' Day, I wouldn't be surprised if at halftime Mick Heenan just said to the boys, you're not playing too well in front of the girls. You want to change it up, and now they've got 33 points on the board. But can you blame them?
Or they thought, when we lose a guy, quickly boys, there's only 14 of us, it means there's more love to go around. Play better. And we go, Cornelson takes another good take. 33 points to 8. University trying to honour that 51-point average here today. The Dragons, they're going to have to try and dig themselves out a bit. Junior, Laluifi takes into contact. Finds from the back. Hits Strawn. A lot of stationary players in the back line. David, Findlay, Henaway will take it up. And Wakely's down, grasping at the left leg. Here they go, and Birch. Loves the outside of that right boot. And the ball will eventually find its way back to Sunnybank. And here come the Dragons now. 12 minutes left on the clock, and that's a charge down, but it'll go out.
That right there highlights the difference between these two teams. Uni, as I said before, an 80-minute team, whereas you look at the Dragons, hands on hips, you can throw a blanket over them all, and they're absolutely heaving.
Time's off. Just wait.
Let's get up here, heavies.
Just hold the ball.
So Campbell Wakely, a bit stiff.
Just need a strap. Yeah, you're right. If you need a strap, yeah, we'll get it done. Taking a bit of battering there, mate.
He's even Cronin's giving it to Wakely.
No, it's Jake Strawn.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's not the biggest bloke. He's built like a 12-year-old vegetarian, but he's tough as. But Brett Cronin's even feeding him a little bit.
No, he looks more like a pescatarian to me. I reckon he'd eat some fish.
He gets a bit of something in
He'd
him.
have a bit of salmon.
I'll wait for you to get back in the line before I call time on.
Damn it, Huey. Help corner out.
I'll just wait for him to get back in the line.
Back on here now, we've got Tom Mellor, the reserve hooker, throwing this pill. Young fella, and he needs to make this shot, otherwise it's going to be lights out.
Throws it long, completion rate successful. And here we go, that is a great run by Conrad Quick. He's one of our players to watch today. He's had a great game thus far. And there goes Straw and sends it out wide to Beaton. Beaton one-on-ones with Kalel, beats the man, but Birch finishes off the tackle. And there we see some great work there from Strawn. Looks like him and Kalel getting a bit spicy in the background. Wakely passes wide to Dalgleish on the charge. Potgieter finds Sarovi. Sarovi finds the space. Now he's running away. A bit of a feint to the right. Goes to the left. Offloads it. They're keeping the ball alive. And there we go. Wallace. And this is deja vu of last week, J-Ball. They just don't stop. They're never content with a score. They just keep charging at whoever they're playing for a full 80 minutes. You've said it about 4 times. They're an 80-minute team. Some not pretty tries, but they're tries. They're playing very, very aggressive rugby.
They are meticulous in their work ethic. They're meticulous in their processes and tireless in their work ethic. That's how they operate. They stick to structures. They come in at half time. If it's working, they push on. If it's not, they adapt. They're a fantastic outfit, and a lot of it's got to go to McKeenan. He's got these guys so well oiled, it's not funny.
And, you know, but the thing is, Damon Virtue over at Sunnybank,
450.
the Dragons are currently sitting in on the top 3. They have got the form here, but we see this every year. You know, Uni, they play well for a good 18 rounds, but it's not about your 18 rounds. If you make the 4, if you make the 4, completely different contest. And we've seen that in 2014 and 2016, when these two teams meet in finals, it's a 1-point game.
Oh yeah, any team in the finals, it can be a 1-point game. It can be a swing. It can be absolutely anything. I mean, Uni last year went on a 15-1 run and then bagged themselves 2 losses in 3 games, which is unheard of, but that can happen. But I reckon this outfit this year is shades above what they were last year. They're just so much more mature.
And a great take from Cornelson. He's been on it like a bad rash all day with the takes.
Second crack.
Finds. Hits Strawn. Strawn goes himself, but Wallace, he'll somehow slip out of Wallace's grasp. Finds from the back. And loose ball, but Wakely, a stiff arm and a headbutt.
Advantage over.
Vantage over calls Cronin. Ball's kicked downtown. And it's unusual to see the Dragons let it bounce that much. Here they go. Beaton. Beaton's run a hard game and he's not going to stop now. Coming down the far side. Great run from the winger.
Nelson, great defensive effort there.
Finds. Hits Strawn. Strawn. It's Strawn. He's lost his headband, but he hasn't lost his flair, but that'll be a knock on. Korzik. Korzik finds Sorovi. Potgita, the running giraffe. Oh, and he'll lose the ball.
Isn't that a beautiful sight?
A running giraffe? Absolutely. He's South African. He runs like a giraffe.
It looked like he didn't know what to do when he got in that space there. He was one-on-one with an opposing second row.
I've actually seen a video where a giraffe races a human. They run pretty quick though. Not pretty, but quick.
Yeah, it's all arms and elbows.
It's all the levers. Philly Potgita, great game today. And I'm actually surprised. You know, we're seeing a few more subs hitting the field now.
Come closer. Come closer. Crouch. Bind. Set. Early push, red.
And that was, you can see that one coming a mile away. Finds, doesn't waste time. There's Strawn. Strawn, inside ball. Finds quick. Finds, goes wide again. Strawn reloads. They're not done. Oh, and that was a missed attempt there by Kalel. They're coming down the far side. Beaten. He has to defense. Here they go now. There's Mahina. Wallace will bring him to the deck. Finds. It's 10 away.
Back off, red.
Here comes Sorovi now. He's got some numbers out of the far side. Chip and chase. He's feeling a little magical. But Finds beats his opposite. Puts in a kick of his own. He's going to say, this is how it's done. He's going one-on-one against Wakely, but Wakely gets lucky, it goes out.
Yeah, you'd think one-on-one Finds Lalawassa against Campbell Wakely. You'd probably back in Finds, but it was great effort by Wakely to get over there.
Five, Green. 5.
Oh, that'll be a lost ball, but that looks like this could be a big penalty. That is a big no-no, and I think Fenner knows it.
Okay. Got a contest in the air. I feel that number 4 has grabbed the arm of the red player.
Yes.
He's landed in a dangerous position on his side, so it'll be a yellow card.
Yep, agree.
Yeah. Captain and 4. Captain.
No, go for the ball now. Fucking hell. just in that.
Yeah, listen, he has gone for the ball. The issue that I have is that he grabbed his arm and he's put him in a dangerous position, so it'll be a yellow card.
And that's another big nail in the Dragons' coffin here. Yellow card. They're going to finish off this match. 14 players to 15. That'll be their first yellow card for the match, I believe.
Yeah, Joshua Fenner was absolutely spewing there, but you just can't do that. Anything that's borderline,
Anything
cynical,
anything
or
in
legal
the
like
air,
that. Yeah,
anything in the air these days, there is
there's an
zero
onus
tolerance.
on player safety, so you can understand it. You just can't get away with it. So unfortunate, but it happens.
Nelson grabs it out. Here's Dalglish, inside ball. Finds Sedu.
Advantage, knock on only.
Dalglish out wide. Finds it's the number 15, Jock Campbell, but we're going to come back. Jake Strawn's in back play. He's not looking good there. That could be a big blow to the Sunnybank outfit.
Yeah, that could actually be massive for them, as you said, be the nail in the final nail in the coffin for him here. But again, what can you say to him?
Jake Strawn there. We see him. He's getting something looked at his knee.
We'll go time off after this. Just out in the 15.
And, you know, Jake Strawn's he's a great guy. I've had the pleasure of having a few conversations with him over the last 2 years. He's a phenomenal footballer, and it's a real shame to see him go down like that, especially at the back end of this match.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, he's a great player. Made an NRC debut last year for Brisbane City. You know, just deserves for a season well played, but this is terrible. It does not look very good at all.
45-8 the score. Dalglish finds his two. 47-8. Now remember, guys, 26th of May, 7:45 kickoff. It's the Red v the Force at Suncorp. For all your ticket information and ticket purchases, make sure you head to redsrugby.com.au. And also remember, after today's live stream, tune in to the coverage of the St George Queensland's Red Clash against the Chiefs in New Plymouth via Fox Sports. Kickoff at 5:45, so you can roll it straight on after here. And here goes Cornelson. The number 8 strides away, finds Kalel. Kalel picks his ears back and will stride in and find himself a try. And I don't want to be a stickler for stats, but they found 51 again.
I was just about to say, it looks like they're just trying to get that 51 points for fun, but I'm running out of superlatives to talk about this UQ side. They're just too good. I'm done. There's nothing I can say.
And you know, it's almost their it's their overwhelming attitude, I think, is one of their biggest weapons, is that they are so, it seems like they're mentally, and they're so strong that that in itself is a massive weapon against these teams. And you know, if the teams waver a little bit, it just pushes them ahead so much more.
It's a mental toughness that's born out of a good club culture. I mean, looking at it now, these
Got some toe,
stands are absolutely packed. There's people everywhere. There's 1,000 ladies over there in the tents cheering them on, and you don't see too much of that everywhere else.
Now, Jimmy Dalglish has had a good game today. That'll be conversion successful. University extend their lead 54 points to 8 in what has been a landslide this second half. Quick restart. And here they go, and here's Birch down the short side. Fiddick stops him dead in his tracks, though. Dalglish doesn't drop the soap, but my word, was he close. Sorovi from the back finds Russell, puts in. End over end, and he's going to try run it down. He's coming in now. Inside ball links up with Fiddick. Fiddick kicks it back over to the university side of things. Campbell. Campbell's got Sarovi. Campbell will go himself. And he'll stay just inside the field of play. Sarovi hits Wakely. Wakely! Don't pretend, Campbell Wakely, you're always going to charge that up. Russell. Potgieter offload. And Sedu in space. In the corner. The students haven't taken the foot off the throat for the last 39 and a half minutes in this half.
Not at all. Sunnybank hasn't scored a point for going on 50-odd minutes now. So, you know, since that 3 points in the 30th minute when Kalel got carded, they've just been absolutely smothered. Absolutely smothered.
Well, I don't want to put any more feathers in the cap, but the University of Queensland have done this with 20 minutes of only 14 players.
They've actually scored the majority of their points with the players off the field.
I know them there with the Dragons being down now, and it looks like that'll be close to full time of what's been a landslide of a victory.
I wouldn't have picked it. I mean, before the match, I was expecting this to be close. First half, 12-8, but they've absolutely pumped it.
Do you even know how to set up a ball, Campbell?
And it'll be here. Campbell Wakely.
Oh, this will be fantastic.
All right, Campbell Wakely, the wind.
He'll bury this. I'm backing him in big time.
Wakely strikes in, 100 games. Good strike!
Oh, got it!
Oh, and he's just short. And that will be full time on a monstrous victory for the second week in a row from the University of Queensland Red Heavies. And a massive, massive game there, J-Bor. Tackle count 84-65. You can't say the Dragons didn't go down fighting.
No, they stuck in there. And again, the missed tackles. At halftime, they'd only missed 3. Going into the second half, they haven't missed tackles. They've just been run off the park.
And we see there that the penalty count's 12-9. I think that's attributed to massive pressure on the Dragons within 5 metres. And they just wanted to try and turn it around in their favour, and it just didn't come out anyway for them to have a penalty given against them.
No, it's unfortunate. I mean, looking at those stats, you'd think it'd be a much closer game than a 51-point win, you know, which is unfortunate.
And obviously, as we wrap up today's game, a special mention to Built Corp, the university's major sponsor. They get around at the university, guys. They also do a lot on the state and national side of things. And then we flick it over to Sunnybank. A big mention to carrecord.com.au for the ongoing support with the Sunnybank Dragons. And we see there a massive win for the Heavies. Mick Heenan's in with the boys. And it is the Reds v Force on the 26th of May. And we can only hope for a landslide victory for the Reds, I beg your pardon, like the students had today. So massive, massive weeks ahead for not only the Reds, but also all of these Super Rugby teams, because it seems like at least the first 9 rounds, every team coming off the bye is going to have to face this university outfit. And my word, they're looking like an aggressive machine.
Yeah, I mean, you'd typically think that coming up against teams fresh off a bye would be a bad thing, but Uni absolutely counteracting that. They're absolutely smashing guys pillar to post, and they again increase their average points.
Well, and as Jeremy Clarkson would say, on that bombshell, we have drawn to a close here. J-Ball Staunton, thank you very much for joining us again on the live stream.
Always happy to be here.
We are going to be back again next week. You can guarantee it. We're going to have 2 streams on. We're going to have more Premier Power Play tickets to give away. We're going to have the weekly wrap. We're going to have QPR Weekly coming out. So Premier Grade is alive and well. My name is Martin Lippier. Thank you very much for joining us, and good evening.